We are back in emergency 5. We are still in Hamburg, I believe. So we are off here. We did the whole gang thing last week and that went well. Traffic accident, vehicle pile-up, car on fire. There's a cyclist lying in the roadway. We will probably have to dispatch one of our heavy rescue vehicles, immediately followed by the police, because we have people lying on the roadway. We also need an emergency doctor. The Audi driver is suffering from whiplash, which is treated much quicker than the internal bleeding. So we'll go ahead, we'll treat that person first, we'll go ahead and prepare transport, and we're pretty much ready for transportation now. So the stretcher team will walk down and he'll walk over and he'll recommence treatment of our internal bleeding person. Our internal bleeding patient is ready for transport. The stretcher team has picked her up and we'll be loading her into the ambulance now. We'll send home all non-needed units. Let's send home the fire brigade. And the doctor unit will return as well. We'll dispatch 2 tow trucks up here because we have 2 cars that needs towing. And that will pretty much wrap up this call. We can buy 2 air ambulances, a fireboat, and a diver transport vehicle, which kind of tells me that maybe we're going to be dealing with something on the offshore diving rig today. We have a person that's been knocked down here. It's a robbery in broad daylight. Apparently he's tying his shoelaces before running away. I'm not entirely sure how I'm supposed to actually do this in time. I called in the helicopter because maybe that will intimidate the thief, robber type thing. The patrol vehicle is responding here. They will be catching up here in a moment. Oh, this is going to be right on the edge. Right on the edge. You have to go right past the actual scene out here. And I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do this. Beforehand, you could actually just tell them to get out and punch him in the face. Okay, that kind of stunned him. Could you go out? Come on, go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Pepper spray. No, don't stop. Pepper spray. Pepper spray. Pepper spray. Pepper spray. Pepper spray. Come on, pepper spray. Pepper spray. Why can't the helicopter do anything? Stop. You're going to run out of breath before you leave the mission area. Run out of breath. I had no... There was... What? I had no way of doing that. Well, fuck the injured party then. He's not a problem. We now have a building fire and it is going pretty good, I have to say. Let's go ahead and dispatch 2 heavy rescue vehicles. Immediately we also need presumably a... No, why do I keep clicking on that? A turntable ladder. We only need 2 on that. Fine, off we go. We'll need police to attend. Let's get the van out here. We need to block off the road. Fire units has arrived. Our building fire has spread. In the meantime, though, let's go ahead and see what we have here. We are parking up 1 appliance over here, another one over here, and I don't really have to do that. Let's park a water tender in the middle because we can deploy fire hoses from that if we need to. But first, let's get these crews out and put water on the fire. So select all 3, click on R, and click on a burning building, and they will take care of that. And then do the same over here. Select those 3, click on R, and put water on that. Nope, you're not allowed to do that because you do nothing without being ordered. Thank you. We put out the fire remarkably quickly. We called in the doctor for this person. And we're sending home vehicles now. Let's go ahead and return you home. And they'll return home as well. These will too. The doctor has arrived up here by the injured person. Let's see what kind of injuries or diseases they have. It's not swine flu, it's bird flu, and presumably the doctor will treat that on scene without needing to transport to the hospital. And I was right, the doctor did treat our bird flu patient on scene without necessitating any further stuff. We didn't get any point for it, did we? I did realise before that it was stuck at 8,500 credits until I received another call clearance, so it might just be a bit of an issue right now with the game. When I have a burning club cinema thing, whatever it is up here, it's actually right where we had the gangster call out. Everything seems to have cleared up nicely, but we'll dispatch fire crews up here. Don't get the water tender, let's get the turntable ladder going. Our historical fire engine is now on scene, so we'll go ahead and deploy fire hoses. Put the water bit on the fire bit, and oh, you don't have an axe. Well, can you chainsaw the door? No, you can't. Well, let's just call in a heavy rescue vehicle then. Apparently they didn't have axes back then. That's not a thing you had back in... When was it from? Does it actually tell us when it was from? No, it doesn't. So we can only call in one. We don't have any other crews available there, but we have the fire being put out, which is mostly important right now. We are putting out the fire now with the ladder arrived, and it's kind of spraying out kind of weirdly, but that's perfectly okay. We'll get one of the crews out and see if they can actually get an axe from somewhere, because we have kind of neglected that part. Let's see what happens when we press Y for an axe. They run off back to wherever I called in the heavy rescue vehicle. Our modern heavy rescue vehicle arrived over here. Let's get them out with an axe and punch down the door so we can clear another call for us. All very fine and wonderful. I like the fact that I parked my police van right here by two prostitutes and they don't seem to give a shit. I'll be grabbing the emergency doctor because we received another call. Quick, no, you're not permitted to go in there. You're not permitted. You need to go over here on blues and twos because we have a person injured by the docks. I mean, really, what does health and safety has to say about this? It's what, the third or the fourth dock worker that we had injured? Really, that's not good for their workplace. At the very least, our units arrived in a timely fashion. We have the emergency doctor doing treatment. He's sitting here doing the doctor bits. And the stretcher crew is standing over here ready for transportation. It is another fracture to the base of the skull. I think whoever's the workplace safety person has to review what kind of helmets they issue their crews around here, because plainly they're not protecting their heads well enough. A gas explosion has ignited this building, so it is a bit on fire. We'll dispatch 2 modern rescue vehicles because it seems to be the safest thing. We'll also get a ladder and probably a water... No, let's just get a turntable ladder. Even though we kind of don't want to do firefighting with that, we just have to. We'll also need police to arrive up here and close off the streets. While we wait for the emergency services by the gas explosion fire thing, we can buy a second air ambulance. So let's do that. All we need to buy is the fireboat. And the fire crew has arrived as if on cue. Park the first vehicle over here. There's a bit on fire. We may have to requisition more units pretty quickly over here. Park you here. Just select all of those 3. No, just 1, 2, and 3. Actually, disregard that. Let's just go in out here and put out some fiery bits. We want to try and prevent the fire from spreading. We'll leave those buildings on fire because it doesn't seem to be that pertinent right now. You will deploy here. You will deploy on that building. You will deploy over here in this area over here and put out that building, please. I have dispatched an emergency doctor and now also an ambulance down to the injured woman here. We have the fire going over here meanwhile. It's all sort of burning here. This car caught a bit on fire, so we'll go ahead and close down this roadway. Hopefully the fire brigade people will put it out quickly. Our ambulance parked right on top of the patient. Is that what putting patients first would mean? I'm not entirely sure. It certainly wasn't the nicest thing they could have done, but done is done. We'll have to see what's wrong with her now. Well, the good news is that she's only suffering from low blood pressure. Presumably that caused her to collapse. Nothing about the whole parking an ambulance on top of her, so that's good for our liability issue. This firefighter's on a magical hose trip here. Look at him running all the way down. It's incredible to see. I have a bad case of deja vu. We have a traffic accident pretty much identical to the one we had at the very start out here, apart from the fact that the car at the back is not on fire, so we only have to free them from the car. It is time to buy our second fire boat because we can, and we're about to have a major incident now. They're peering at something. I'm not entirely... Oh, it's a bit of a flooding. Oh, that's an issue. Okay, it's not the oil drilling thing, it's just flooding in Hamburg. How did that happen overnight? Christ. There was no indication of that before the cutscene. It was all lovely and everyone's a bit injured, and that's not gone well, has it? Oh dear.
Rooftops and need help. Several people.
Okay, so it was concerning the oil rig out here that is a bit on fire. So I was technically right. Dispatch 2 fireboats over here with all of the fire. We have people injured down here that needs to be rescued. So we need to deploy our fireboat. I'm not entirely sure what we'll need the diving vehicle for, but we'll have to deploy the boat. Where can we deploy the boat? Oh, we can deploy the boat here. Well, that's convenient, isn't it?
Don't forget to deploy the air ambulance to bring casualties to the hospital faster. The air ambulance also transports an emergency doctor and a team of paramedics. We should deploy a motorboat to rescue drowning people from the water. Divers can also bring drowning people ashore, but this takes longer as they can only transport one person at a time. Aye, aye, sir. We can use the recovery helicopter to set down the people we've rescued from the rooftops safely. This lets us rescue the injured among them as quickly as possible before they get too weak and die. Can do. What's up? We need a diver to search for sunken vehicles. We should request a transport vehicle with divers. Yes, sir.
I've called in a large number of vehicles out here. We have the 2 air ambulances arriving. I called in a large number of vehicles. The 2 air ambulances has arrived over here. We have the motorboat transport vehicle, and we have a search and rescue helicopter here because I figured you'd need them to get people off the roofs over here. Off they go. They can pick up only one of at a time. But we need to park these doctor vehicles out of the way because they're not really needed just over here. That's fine.
Can do.
Yes?
Await orders.
I'm ready.
Yes? Okay.
What's up? Count me in. I'm ready. Yes, sir.
What's up? Can do.
Yes, understood.
There we go. I'm not entirely sure how the sort of oil rig caught fire, but I suspected I'm not supposed to ask questions about that, so I will leave that. What are we looking at over here? Oil fire is spreading, so put that out. I'll get the other one into the actual oil rig, which is over here. Here's the word. Put it out. So we have a patient here. Can we pick up multiple patients? We may be able to here with a helicopter. Let's see. Pick you up. Fine. I can pick up over here as well, right? As soon as we're there. Why wouldn't you just use the boat, though? That I would do. Instead of calling in a sorting great helicopter, let's drop them off over here by the cruise boat into the water. And we probably will also need a crane over here, given the fact that these bubbles would probably be cars in the water, if I remember right from emergency 4. So call that in. Your diving vehicle thing, you can go over here, right? No, you can't. You just leave it here. And you just walk much slower than anything I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I was right. Those things do indicate places where you can search for vehicles. So that's not even slightly exciting. Let's land the helicopter here. Drop it off. We'll have doctors ready for treatment immediately. I'm having little to no luck with deploying our boat. Hopefully this will work better at the other point. It just parked over here and it didn't really do anything. So let's see if it does anything over here. Stop there. Can you actually... Yeah, you can do your thing now. Very good. Very good. So we can commence picking up the people. Has the person gone into the water? No, the diver's going in here. So they're searching the area for a car, presumably. That's kind of like a shit way to park our ambulances then, isn't it? No, you picked up wrong. I want them to transport on the ground, not on the air. And you have to let me decide because I am technically, you know, in charge here. So let's search these bubbly points and see if we find any people. We now have people trapped in the water and they're complaining quite loudly about me not picking them up. But I haven't been able to deploy the boat yet, but we are now. Send them off there. We have the helicopter circulating over here. They can reach down and pick up these people. Right, yeah, you kind of have to match the icon shown with the one that appears next to it, which is really confusing for me. But they'll pick up down here. These are not injured, they're kind of just trapped down. So we can't really do anything. What about them? They're just... I'd like to point out they are standing on the water out here, and I think there's 2 people in one. Someone suffering from schizophrenia, apparently. The boat has been fully loaded over here. It is returning to shore to drop off the patients. But I'll go ahead and redirect this ambulance helicopter thing to pick up at least one of these. No, they can't, so that's fine. Pick them over there. Have they actually not found anything? Oh, they found a person there. Lovely. So can you just drop off there, please? Thank you. Oh, you did. Oh, you did. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. So off you go here. Where's the heli welly? Where's the heli welly? Oh, it's dropping off other people over here. Lovely. So get out, and then we need to go over here and pick up more people, please. Thank you. I'm not seeing much progress with the oil rig fire, so we may have to try and fight this in a different manner. We'll have to try and put out all of the actual bits that are on fire in the water. I think it's oil. That would probably be what it is, isn't it, Brain?
Yes.
Thanks for that.
Right away.
Anyway, we keep going over here. We have injured parties, so let's send over a couple of ambulance crews. Over here, actually, doctor crews.
Right away.
And they are on standby. Have we found anything into the water? Well, apart from the woman. Where's the diver? Hang on, where is the diver? Where's he actually? Diver's there. That's a person I thought that was in the water, but really isn't. So they have returned over here. They picked up all 3 that was remaining, dropping them on the shoreline. These doctors are beginning to treat now. That's good. I'll really let them do their thing, really, without actually interfering. So drop off patients over here near where they are working. That'll hopefully help us out later on. So they'll search down these final blobs over here with the diving team. Hopefully they'll find a vehicle in there. I'm guessing there's just one, and it's, at the last one, but I'll just let them do their thing. No, they found a vehicle there. I realise that we also need some sort of fire crew on standby with some cutting equipment because somebody's probably in the car. I'm guessing the game wouldn't tell us to pick it up if it wasn't for the fact that people are actually in there and they are injured. I'm not entirely sure how it works over here by the oil platform, but I'm sending in the boats. They're putting out all of the oil that's on fire, and hopefully they'll be able to put out this bit here. But the main issue seems to be that there's oil leaking from the North Sea oil platform, so that's probably what we have to deal with. We now have some sort of talk about failing the mission because, apparently somebody's in there and they're all kind of trapped in that. We'll get the final blob here searched out by the thing here if it wants to work. So deploy our fire crew out of the vehicle. We did. We'll select one and we will get a cutting equipment going on it, and we'll have a doctor unit on standby. Am I hearing shocking sounds out here? Okay, could we use ground transport before we use anything else, please? Thank you. To get it out. Oh yeah, one person is being treated over there for quite severe injuries. So stretcher teams are pretty much clocking this up. The whole automation thing. Now treat. I want ambulances to be used first. Let's get them away. So they're transporting here. They're cutting free. And we have another vehicle ready for towing down here. So let's get down and try and see if we can tow. That was the final blob. So get the diver away and get that lifted up. Yeah, we are now quite sort of stressed out here because it has been a while. But they are now awaiting treatment. What about you over here? You are giving treatment. That's good. So we should have a doctor available out here. If you move over and can you move in there? Or are you just stuck now? They seem to be half stuck. So let's get one emergency worker over there. And we can, I suppose, begin just get going in there and transport. One of these people can't be transported, it seems, which is kind of weird. You can also not actually get in there physically because all of those people are in the way, and we didn't call in any police because why would we? But let's call in police now because everything is in the way. The driver of the yellow Skoda here is suffering from water in the lungs and respiratory arrest. I would suspect those two things are linked perhaps, but I'm not a doctor so I wouldn't know. We're now combating the North Sea oil platform fire. We're ignoring the massive environmental disaster going on around it. We are simply concerned about the fire, which is slowly being put out. I don't think one of the boats is putting water on it yet, but hopefully they will now-ish. We still have all of these unused water cannons for some reason. Let's not use any of those. It would be, too much logic. According to the menu, we are missing one vehicle, but I'm not entirely sure where we would find it, because all of those air bubble things has been cleared away pretty obviously here, haven't they? So where would they be? I'm not entirely sure. Could you walk into the water, please? And we'll just have to try and locate it. I am completely at a loss here. I have no idea whatsoever where we are missing out people. There's nothing indicating out here. There's no bubbles or no actually pop up things that are showing where we can pick anything up. So I'm completely screwed. It also says that we are missing out casualties. There's one outstanding according to the game. It's someone in a car somewhere. So where do we have the fire crews? Are they in the vehicle? Let's get them out. Let's have a look and see if one of these vehicles, if for some reason, can be cut into again. Let's see here. Oh, have they actually been transported away, the broken down vehicles? Oh yeah, they have. So where's the final vehicle then? There's some mooing going on, but clearly that's just from the cow. So I don't know where the final vehicle would be. There's no indication anywhere. I know I'm repeating myself, but this is several minutes apart because I'm searching around trying to find it, and I'm not finding anything. So I think I'll just have to end this video here. Kind of incomplete, but I have absolutely no idea where the final vehicle is. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope I'll be able to figure this out for next video, otherwise this kind of ends here. But goodbye.